I don't know if you've noticed my non-existent tan, but I've been in California for a whole month, and if you've been following me on Twitter or Instagram, which you should, it's Iron Natalia, follow me. I was tweeting a lot about this cool program I was attending at CalArts called CSSSA, which is California Summer State School for the Arts. It's a long name, I know. And long story short, it was the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Here are the things that I learned. The program I attended within CSSSA is animation because while I've been drawing for a long time, animation was always the final frontier I couldn't reach, and I tried self-studying it, it wasn't working. I knew I needed to go to a place that would give me guidance and teach me what I needed to know. So I hopped on a plane and went to California, and okay, it wasn't as simple as that. I had to send in a portfolio, I had to make special art pieces for it, I had to make a little demo animation, but ultimately it was accepted and I got to go and I had to pay a lot of money, but it was totally worth it. Firstly, let's just say there is a special magic that can only happen when you put a bunch of people that care about one thing in a room together. In my CSSSA animation class, there were 52 people, and there was a whole group of staff members that were super excited about what they were doing. And so when you have a whole bunch of passionate people that really care, not just about their work, but about the people around them, it changes your artistic perspective, dude. I had developed a long history of negativity associated with my artwork. Because, let's be real, you draw not necessarily when you feel happy and positive, but when you feel down, when you feel sad, that's when you take out your sketchbook and you feel the urge to create new things. But you can only go so far with it, and so it was magical to receive the support of all these people around me and realize that drawing doesn't have to be a negative experience. Drawing can be something that you do in a positive manner. And by being surrounded by a bunch of passionate artists, something else happens in terms of competition stopped being so important to me. I stopped having to analyze where I was in the imaginary rankings in my head of artists because I finally understood what not ranking or grading art meant. As long as I can remember, I've determined what good art is and what bad art is, and I'm like, this is the kind of art that's worthwhile and that's not the kind of art I want to make. But when you have physical people around you that you care about, suddenly trying to determine how good their art is seems like the most stupid, selfish thing in the world. And this was a problem that really grew out of my artistic circle being nothing but the internet. Because while I love you guys and I love my YouTube channel and I love being on Tumblr, the problem is when you live in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota and your only artistic network is the interwebs, it's a lot easier to commodify artwork. And I looked at Tumblr blogs without seeing the person behind them, and I just analyzed the quality of artwork, and oh my god, I can't believe I'm even saying this right now. I'm so embarrassed about my past self, guys. Like what was I even thinking? Ugh, idiot. So there's a lesson for all of us to learn here. When you look at art on the internet, remember that art isn't something that is disconnected from a person. You can't just look at the end product and analyze it as if there wasn't some person that inserted their emotions and personalities and identity into that. So while resetting my negative mentality was super important, one of the most important things that happened to me in CSSSA animation was experimentation. The problem is, when you're on your own, there's only so far you can push yourself beyond your own limits, because it's yourself pushing yourself. How can you go beyond what you can do if you can't even observe objectively the kind of work you are doing? So going to a place where teachers really pushed me beyond my limits was amazing. So go out and try to find people who will really give you new perspectives and new ideas, and try to find friends that will influence you to make work you never would have done before, but give it a shot anyway. I've been a traditional, classical drawing artist ever since I started, because that was the kind of artist I saw around me, and that's the only art I thought had any worth. I thought being a great artist meant being able to observe the world around you so perfectly that you're like a camera, and that just doesn't work. If you want that, just buy a camera. But as an artist, you have to learn to draw and interpret the things around you in a way that's unique to you and applies to your own perspective, and how to exaggerate and be loose and free and invent things out of your own brain. I somehow thought I would be able to become a sci-fi fantasy artist without, experimenting beyond reality. And finally, what I was able to do was, in CSSSA, you work day and night. You start class at 9 in the morning, and you keep working on your projects until 10 p.m. There are breaks for food in between, but ultimately, that kind of singular focus in your life has impact. I realized I love animating. I feel secure with what I want to do in life. As you've noticed in this video already, I'm really focusing on the mentality and philosophies that CSSSA taught me. I'm not here to explain to you all the technicalities of everything I learned. If you want to do that, just message me on Tumblr, man. I have all my blogs and stuff in the description. You can find it there. But I'm here to pass on all this positive jubies and vibes that I've gotten from this experience, and to show you what are the positive things of art that you should try to spread in your world, wherever you are. There's this idea of taking this positive artistic energy and just spreading it. Organize animation screenings in your area. Draw with a positive passion. Be motivated. Explore. Don't get stuck in the same ruts. Look for people around you who will support you, because I can tell you there are people that understand you and can push you beyond your limits if you look for them. And it doesn't mean necessarily going to a fancy, expensive art program in California like I did. It can be something you do locally. That's what I have to share. So the next video I'll be uploading is a tour of this sketchbook, which I filled during my time at CSSSA. And there's a bunch of cool stuff in there too, and I feel like my art has gotten twice as good, which is exciting. And I hope that you can feel this excitement radiating out of me, and I hope it somehow infects you through the computer screen right now to get excited about art. That's all I want. Thank you.